go. Another day, another Dragon Ball rant, because I can't help myself. Somebody had a comment. They said, why do you even read Dragon Ball if all you do is shit on it? It sounds like you only talk about it for a check. I'll have you know, sir, I don't make it off of YouTube. The money I get off YouTube is complete ass. And number two, there are very good things that I enjoy about Dragon Ball, but if you love something, you can still offer critiques. You can still tell people what you don't like about it. But something was on my mind that as I was talking about a video that I just came off the heels of recording, it just bothered me more and more and more the fact I thought about it. It is the consistent disrespect to Goten and Trunks, mainly Goten. Now, when I talk about Trunks, I'm not really talking about future Trunks, except in Dragon Ball Super. They completely bitch Super Trunks. I have no idea why Toei did this. His design is infinitely worse. The blue hair I don't really care about, but he just looks so much more scrawny and non-threatening. I mean, like the OG like Trunks, he had aura, man. I'm not just talking about that one still from the BoJack movie that everybody uses, but just like the original purple jacket and everything, that was cool, man. I liked it with the black tank top. Yeah, I like that. With the scarf and the green jacket, that don't move me, man. Whatever. But just how they did Future Trunks that entire arc was just really frustrating. I mean, they made him defeating Deborah in Super Saiyan 2 look weak. Like, they just didn't, like, that number one, that entire arc just looks like shit for the most part, except for a few cuts here and there. But I always just felt like Future Trunks in this arc was just very, he didn't really move me. Never mind the fact that his Super Saiyan Rage transformation with the Super Saiyan Blue aura is just completely unexplained. Oh, but hybrid Saiyans have always been, no, tap into their inner potential. It's not compelling, and it's dumb. And even the fact that when he got the final blow on Zamasu with the Sword of Hope, but that was a really cool moment. I actually really liked that, but then they completely neutered it by having Zamasu actually corrupt the world anyway and have his essence spill out, so Goku has to use the Zeno button and have Zeno fix everything. Why did this happen? Why? Why did you refuse to give Trunks this W? I don't get it. Whenever it comes to the characters of Goten and Trunks, these are supposed to be the next generation of fighters. It's why Goku was selling this message so hard in the Buu saga, especially at the end of the Cell saga, where he was like, hey, you guys can revive me back with the Dragon Balls, but I don't necessarily think that's a good idea. A lot of bad stuff tends to happen when I'm around. I think it's time for the newer generation to kind of take my place. Now, granted, also, this was before Shonen Jump put their hands on Akira Toriyama's shoulder and was like, hey bro, you make us way too much money. Go ahead, give us another arc of Dragon Ball, big homie. And then Goku was again the main character. But originally it was supposed to be Gohan. It was supposed to be the youngsters. And they kind of toyed around with this idea a bit in some of the Dragon Ball Super filler, where you have Goten, Trunks, and Krillin's daughter, Marin, I believe off the top of my head. They have their little filler adventure on the island where Android 17 lives. But something very unfortunate that I realized is that if you look at Goten and Trunks, what is the most eventful thing you can think of their characters? It's Gotenks. It's not a specific character moment. It's not something that they shined. It's not some pain or strife that they went through. It's a fusion that ultimately didn't do a whole lot. It's the fusion that ultimately got absorbed by the big bad. They themselves really didn't do all that much. I'm not saying they had to go through a massive amount of trauma or anything like Gohan in the Cell saga. That's not what I'm saying. But Goten and Trunks, they feel like just there. Like, we gotta kill Pan so Goten can go Super Saiyan 3. No. If Dragon Ball Daima was centered around Goten and Trunks, I would have enjoyed that much better. And like, their Super Saiyan transformations don't bother me as much because I mean they're kids, and like people started trying to introduce the Saiyan gene, the S gene, or wherever that nonsense came from. I would arguably say that Kale and Caulifla's Super Saiyan 2 transformation was like infinitely worse because they just kind of did it, and Goku had to train his ass off in Otherworld, and Gohan had to have his spirit broken, and Vegeta had to hit Majin Vegeta first, which is a boost of itself. I don't know, it's just like, again, the transformations in Dragon Ball get to be nonsense. There's some cool stuff in there, but I want you to look at me in my eyes. I want you to tell me one thing worthy of note that Goten did in the entirety of Dragon Ball Super, not counting the superhero manga. I'm saying in Dragon Ball Super the anime. Name me one thing that Goten or even Kid Trunks did. Nothing. Is that not an issue to you? Is that not a problem to you? There's some cute little moments in Dragon Ball Super where you have Goku enjoying time with his family. You know, he's asleep in bed with Chi-Chi, Goten, and you know they look like one big happy family. It's cool. And I like the cute little moment when Goku meets Goten for the first time. He's like, whoa, like you look like me. And Goten's scared because he's like, you're my dad. But they don't really feel like characters to me. Goten does not feel like the son of Goku like Gohan does. And I'm not even talking about when it comes to fights and battles, because I know that what people are going to say, they're gonna be like, oh, Daffy, you only want fights and power scaling and aura and no. That's not what I'm saying. I want them to feel like real characters, man. I want them to do some shit. And I don't want it in a high school setting that's all goofy with their Great Saiyan Man stuff. We already did this with Gohan. When I tell people that modern Dragon Ball, all it does is recycle ideas from the past. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, as cool as the moral arc is and as much as I love it, bro, why are we going back to Namek? Why? Why are we bringing Bardock back up again in Dragon Ball Super? Oh, I can't. You realize how disrespectful it is that you age them up properly after they've been 7 to like 9 years old for years at this point. You age them up in Dragon Ball Superhero. I actually really like Goten's design when he's older, and then you return them to infants, to literal infants in the next property that they show up in. Realize how disrespectful and crazy that is? Like, what was even the point of this character? I don't understand what the point of Goten was. This is mainly talking about, I guess this is mainly a Goten rant. This is mainly a Goten rant and a Kid Trunks rant. But like Kid Trunks, he has that cool little moment where he's talking to his future self, and he's just like, "Oh, you're just gonna quit. You're just gonna like this is how Dad raised us." I like that moment, but that was more so a moment for future Trunks, not Kid Trunks. I want to see how Kid Trunks will be different from his future self, not just in that moment, but just in his development as a fighter, as a young man. I want to see more of that. But they're still stuck as children. Now, I understand that Goku and Vegeta are the most popular characters in Dragon Ball. I get that. I get that. Piccolo's up there as well, and Krillin, but God, man, like, just, I want Toei to respect these characters, man. I want Toei to like these characters. Toriyama is probably going to give us another filler arc of them in high school. I'm not saying filler. I mean, it's fine, whatever. But I want you to look me in my eyes and tell me that Goten and Trunks going Super Saiyan against some random villain of the week that the Red Remnant Army created moves you. You can't. I want some stakes. I want some emotional vulnerability. Maybe that's asking too much about Dragon Ball. Maybe. I want them to grow as characters, man. God, Gohan went through so much stuff on Namek for his character, and in the Cell Saga is primarily about Gohan's development. He went through so much. And we look at Goten and Trunks, I just look at you, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, little nigga. I take that dumb shit with you. We'll see what the Black Frieza saga does, man. I don't even know. Did they even show up in the Moro arc? I don't remember. I mean, honestly, the next time they show up, they're probably gonna just pull a Resurrection F and just have them fight a bunch of fodder, and F gets a cool moment. Fucking woohoo! Dude, Resurrection F, what a F-tier Dragon Ball movie, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys, the Z fighters are fighting once again. Oh, they're fighting a bunch of fodder from the Freedom Force, guys. Does this move you guys? Oh, Gohan gets bitched by some random Freezer Force commander in a green jumpsuit. Oh my god, bro. Don't give them new transformations. Don't Don't even have them fuse until like it's like a last minute necessity. Just have them. I want them to be real characters, man. You know how bad it is that like I feel like Trunks was more respected as a character in GT as shit as GT was. And don't let people try to do this retroactive like, oh man, GT was actually not that bad. Do you know that GT is bad? I literally have the entire GT set I'm looking at right now. GT is complete bunions. I feel like Trunks is more respected in that. Trunks was actually doing a little bit of work in Baby Saga. I'm just frustrated with modern Dragon Ball, man. I want these characters to just, feel like real people instead of just cardboard stand-ins that just do nothing. Or, you could just have them do another failed fusion, because that made me laugh for the 14th time, Toei. Great job, 10 out of 10.